Well. The official 2K25 news cycle is about to begin. I mean, technically, 2K's already talked about 25 once already, but that was for the Season 8 Pro Pass, where if you spend $10, you get 2 pairs of clothing that transfer over to the next game. In my opinion, the very beginning of marketing your next game, starting with a microtransaction tweet, is crazy. But hey, we talked about that in the last video. I'm going to give you guys everything you came here for, and then we're going to yap a little bit towards the end, which y'all love so much. But drop a like for me, and let's get right into it because I'm not here to waste your time. So Ronnie2K went to Twitter, and he tweeted out, "Who's in Vegas? Eye emojis." Now, here's your yearly update. Ronnie2K still has me blocked. I don't think that's ever going to change, but recently, we pieced together some information and I came to the conclusion, told you guys, that Jason Tatum would probably be one of the cover athletes for 2K25. Now, Christopher London, an OG 2K YouTuber, was doing a sponsored stream with Gatorade where he was playing a Gatorade theater event and Ronnie2K was there. I'm guessing Ronnie2K was getting paid. Inside of that, he talked about doing a 2K25 commercial soon, and some sort of picture was tweeted out or something in the video. You can see right here, the All-Star Edition for 2K25 might have these 2 players on it. Let me know how you guys feel about that. Now, I just want to say, make sure to take that with a grain of salt because I'm not giving you a 100% badge plug guarantee or a 99% badge plug guarantee like we will later on in the year if you guys know what I'm talking about when we get to those points. But I think it's really interesting that we have a WNBA player and an NBA player on the same cover because I'm not sure 2K's ever done that on the same cover. It's also interesting to note, I think we talked about this in the last video, that Uncle Dimmy, a guy who's pretty close with 2K, tweeted out and said, should 2K25 have female My Players in the park? Explain your answer. Now I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys that I am scared for 2K25 in this particular way. Because, and I want to also say, when I say 2K25 is doomed, I don't mean to say like the game's gonna be horrible. We haven't even played it yet. We don't know. But when they're first speaking of the game, marketing of the game is microtransactions, that's what I mean. I don't think it's going to live up to how good it could be because they're only focused on money. But anyway, I was thinking, how is 2K going to market this next game? What's going to be their big selling points? This year, they quote-unquote brought back the Rookie to Legend grind, which they didn't do correctly, but then they had cross-platform and pro play. I think one of their biggest marketing things might be female My Players. And honestly, I don't care for them that much for it to be like the main advertise. Oh, you can make a woman My Player. Like, yeah, it's cool, and it's something the game has probably needed for a long time because NBA Live did it pretty good years ago. But one of the main selling points, I think that they might actually do it because look how popular the WNBA has been in like the last year. But anyway, let's talk about when I think 2K is going to drop this information. Now, this is not a 99% badge plug prediction. Once again, like we'll be doing later on in the year, this is just a guess, right? Like a 50-50 guess. But NCAA College Football 25 is about to come out. And as you all see right here, 7-8 first gameplay look. We got that yesterday. Now we got some news today. Anyway, Road to Glory is going to be on July 11th. That is on a Thursday. I believe 2K is not going to drop any information until at least Friday because they don't want to get undershadowed by this college football news. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's when we would get our first actual like marketing information from 2K25. Not just saying, hey guys, if you buy a Pro Pass, you can get this clothing right here for the next game, which is a terrible way to begin. But also on top of that, as you see right here, 2K25 Summer League kicks off on Friday. This guy said perfect time to drop an announcement for 2K25, and it's sponsored by 2K. They drop news for the game every year during those events. So I would put my 2 and 2 together and say that's when we'll probably get our official looks of like who is on the cover and also hopefully pre-orders and stuff like that, because we can break that down a little bit and figure out some most likely very important things. Now, what I mean by that is on the cover, or sorry, on the pre-order, if it says hey, you can pre-order right here and you can get a, tier token that's going to help you get 10 times more level or something like that for the season passes, or 2 times more level for 3 hours, 5 tokens. We will know that season passes are back. We will know what things are in the game before they even mention it, because we can see it in the pre-order bonus. But who knows what 2K is going to do. Speaking of 2K, because this is heavily affiliated with them, obviously, the NBA 2K League right here is over. It's literally, not technically over, but I'm sure most of you guys have seen this. I want to give my thoughts and opinions on it. The NBA 2K Professional League is not necessarily over. They fired basically every single person except like 5 people, I think. And they said they're going to take an 18-month or 16-month hiatus. So they'll be coming back in 2K26 to give us like celebrity matchups versus YouTubers and NBA players, things of that nature. Now, I think that, we all know the 2K League was something that had no trajectory. It's been flat for years and years, and it just didn't work. The community doesn't align with it, or at least most people, and it wasn't popular at all. So we knew that this is something that could happen. However, their next plan, I'm not going to just sit here right now and say it's not going to work. I got to see it first. I'm not going to knock it till I see it. It all depends on what they do. They're saying they're bringing in celebrities and they're going to have content creators playing and things like that. But it just depends on the format. It could go really good and it could also go really bad. But also, who are the celebrities? You know what I'm saying? That's a big thing. Like, are they bringing in D-list celebrities? Or is Luka going to be playing with Joe Knows, and I get to play with LeBron James on the other team, or some crazy stuff like that? I can't say much, but from what I've heard, it's sounding pretty good. Although there's a lot that can go wrong, and I don't want to put my money on it going right. I'm just letting you guys know from behind the scenes, some things I've heard. It could be really good from what I've heard. But their little ending speech they gave for the 2K League, they dropped like, okay, this is what we're doing, and this is why the 2K League is ending. Some players went to Twitter, put in that exact transcript into an AI reader, and as you see, DBG is saying that an AI content detector said there was a 100% reading that their farewell and what we're doing in the future text, whatever you want to call it, was made by AI. Now, I don't know if that's true, but that would be pretty funny. You guys know I did work with the 2K League for 1 year back in 22, if you've been here for a while, during the most left-right cheesy movement of all time. And I was a lockdown guarding the cheesers, won a $10,000 tournament on stage. So yeah, I had a pretty good experience with the 2K League when I was out there. I won some tournaments and stuff like that. But obviously, we know that it just wasn't working. Like, it just was not, it wasn't popular with anybody. But speaking of something that is crazy, because I didn't expect the 2K League to end, Statistics, a streamer who's a well-known dribbler in the 2K community, went out here and he said this. When I went to Community Day in 23, I told Mike Wang playmaking takeover didn't work for ankle breakers anymore, and he didn't even know. You can only get ankle breakers with sharpshooting takeover this year and shot creating takeover on 22/23. He didn't even know. What? Mike Wang, you're talking about the gameplay director for 2K, didn't know that. What is going on? He has no reason to just randomly come out here and lie. First of all, that does not make him look good in 2K's eyes. If he ever wants to go back to a community day, don't think that's going to happen. You guys know I've never been to a community day. So what I'm saying is, why would he go out there and randomly say something that's not going to bring him back to the next year, right? Because he's wanting to, he was there last year, so obviously he is interested in going, and that probably is going to lower his chances a lot. So Mike Wang, the guy that apparently from what we see or what we hear is like one of the lead devs, did not know that. That is some crazy information to just be put out there, and it seemed to kind of just not be noticed by as much people that needed to like look at that and say, huh? You talking about Mike Wang? Maybe we need a more accurate description of his job and what he does throughout the year, because we all know And obviously, if you think about it, you know, he's one of the lead gameplay devs, whatever, that a few months in, they got to start working on the next game. But like, does he just go like instantly? Does the game come out and he's instantly on the next game? How did he not know that? Because I don't know. I'm not going to go into it much longer. I don't agree with Dime Work on everything he says, but this one right here, I agreed with wholeheartedly, and I'm sure you guys do too as well. 2K25, I'm hoping to see at least 5,000 VC per my career/rec game. Let's get real. No reason why MF can't play that game all day and still have to buy VC. I truly agree. 100%. Like, the whole system of rewarding needs revamped. Even the rewards in like the season pass, like every reward in online 2K has to get revamped. There's no reason that by far the best way online, because you guys know I did a no money spent Kobe video, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I know, don't kill me about it. But there's no way that the best way to get VC is by playing in 3v3 Pro-Am, where you have to have a team. 2K knows a lot of people don't play with teams and stuff like that. And it's also on the hardest difficulty, Hall of Fame. It's true Hall of Fame difficulty. They make it very obvious they don't want you to earn VC without having to pay for it. Now, speaking of that, I want to talk about this tweet that I made because it got a lot of people riled up, and I want to explain the full breakdown of it. I said almost every 2K YouTuber did a no money spent 60 to 99 video this year, showing millions of viewers the grind is possible without using a credit card. The ball is in the community's court now. Now, as you see, I said the grind is possible. Okay, possible. I didn't say now every single person, no one should spend money on builds, because we all know you either spend 100 hours or around there to grind out your build legit, or you spend $100. And that's why, that's the system where you lose either way that 2K has created. Most people go with, hey, I'm gonna just spend $100 because I definitely don't want to spend 100 hours, because a video game is a video game. You usually get on to have fun. And a lot of people that do no money spent don't have fun for at least a good amount of the time while they're doing it. I mean, who wants to go around and play as a 60 overall? You know what I'm saying? So what I meant by that is there is thousands of people that are motivated by these videos. Mine is about to hit 3.9 million views. There's one that has close to that amount of views. Joe Knows has about 1 million. I mean, there's some with 200,000, 100,000. If you don't think there's thousands of people that were motivated by these videos to do no money spent, you're just lying to yourself. And I know that because I literally have comments on that video of like, hey, I'm doing no money spent now because of you and stuff like that. So I didn't mean every single person, nobody should spend money. Like, I'm not being a hypocrite. Obviously, I've spent money on my builds and things of that nature, but I think a lot more people could do no money spent than who do it right now. And especially, it aligns with a good amount of people that are watching this video or my other videos. The people that still want to buy 2K, but want to stick it to 2K. Because we figured out that 2K's revenue is about 75% microtransactions. So we talked about the fact that you could still buy 2K. Everyone could buy, like, let's say there's 12 million people in total that bought 2K24 this year, because last year it was 13 million. So I would say it's around that, right? If 1 million people spend 50% less on microtransactions, that would be a huge blow to 2K, even if you still bought the game. So if you're upset with the current nature of where we're at, the business decisions 2K makes, and you have the time, I think that you should try to do no money spent. Or one of my biggest opinions on this throughout doing the no money spent myself is partially no money spent. I mean, of course, I'm better than the average player. I'm not here to brag, anything like that. I'm not bragging, okay? Obviously, we know that. But what I'm saying is my player at 75 overall was very winnable. I was taking the ball up the court. Even at 60 overall, if you guys go watch the video, I was guarding ball. At 60 overall, I was doing things. You know, I was shooting in the corner, things like that. But what I'm saying is, if you can upgrade to like 75, 80 overall, then do the rest no money spent, you're still going to save money and your player is going to be playable. It's not like your player is going to be terrible. You will learn your build as you go as well. So that's kind of my full breakdown. And also something I wanted to mention is, like, Reddit, is just the nastiest hate website for 2K creators, and they hate all over Reddit. I love Reddit for finding a specific issue. You guys know I've talked about that. Like, if I have some weird issue with my controller, I can look it up, and there was a guy that said 6 years ago, hey, I have this issue. Someone helped them fix it. Then it helps me fix it. Besides that, Reddit is so full of hate, and there's a decent amount of the community that overly hates on creators. They blame them for everything. But now they've done something really good. And I feel like they need credit for that. You know what I'm saying? They need, like, hey, you showed it's possible, although it's very hard, and you probably motivated a lot of people to not spend money on the game. See what I'm saying? That's my full breakdown of that. Anyway, this one is probably going to have some comments as well, but Chalk went to Twitter and he said, 2K24 is easily the best 2K we've had in a long time. And under that, he said this was just about gameplay, and I think he said he even broke it down further. That's the best next-gen 2K. And unfortunately, let me explain it, okay? Unfortunately, I think 2K24 is the best next-gen game that we've got over 21, 22, 23. I think it's the best next-gen game we've got. However, that doesn't mean much. Like, let's say you disagree with me and you're like, oh, it's 2K22. Okay, that still doesn't mean much. Like, yeah, it was the best out of those 3 or 4. And keep in mind, these are all opinions. You could love 24. It could be your favorite 2K ever. But I just don't think it's saying a lot. It's like saying, I don't even know, bro. It's like saying cold fries is better than a cold, frozen fries are better than frozen burgers, like eating them just straight out the freezer or something. I don't know. Like, you're not really comparing much here. It doesn't mean they're good. It's just comparing them to garbage, in my opinion, or products that could have had so much more passion put into them and had a much higher potential that was nowhere nearly reached by the devs and the producers of the game, the people that make these decisions with the microtransactions, all that stuff. Anyway, I want to talk about this as well. Dimework went to Twitter and he was responding to someone. He said, the game ain't the problem, it's the community. They cry to Mike Wing and he patches stuff trying to make crybabies STFU, so stop talking, and it ends up breaking other stuff and ruins the game. I said, how isn't this eventually more 2K's fault than the community's? They can literally mess up the game every year with quote-unquote patches, and he didn't respond to me, by the way, so that's why I'm talking about it in this video, because I got to talk about it with someone. And it's the community's fault? Or how isn't it their fault that they can't fix something without messing it up? Yes, the community rushes to get changes too fast in the year normally, but when does someone, you here, eventually not blame 2K more? I'm not saying the community's not at fault at all. For as soon as the game comes out, I didn't really say much this year at all. I tried my hardest not to say anything. But people will be like, they just rush to just, okay, this is broken and that's broken and it's got to be fixed, and they haven't figured out the game yet. And normally, if you got your badges and stuff like that and you figure out the gameplay, it wasn't an issue. You just weren't used to the game yet. Like, for example, I still am dying on the hill of earlier this year, and you guys know that have been here, please vouch for me, where I said, I begged them, don't change shooting. Don't change it once. Because right before they changed it, early October, I still know to this day, it was like October 9th or 10th, something like that. I was pleading, don't change it. I just finally, actually 100% figured it out. Don't make it easier. There's no reason. I'm shooting 80%. Now, not everyone else should be shooting 80%. 70, 80% was what I was shooting on most builds. But that's the point. Not everyone should be shooting 70, 80%. Don't change it. Don't make it easier, and now everybody can shoot. Most people can shoot. So, what I want to say is it's just interesting to me how think about this. 10 years in a row, from 2K24 to 2K34, every game comes out, and Mike Wang does a change, and now the game's broken, and the community broke the game. So 2K literally has you in this psychological trap where every time they make a change, it's the community's fault. at the end of the day, it's 2K's fault. And it's also no one's fault except 2K that they can't make patches without messing other things up. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you're a kid, you're a 6-year-old kid, and you want to stay up to 3 in the morning, and at 2 in the morning, you want to eat ice cream. My mom's not letting that happen. But let's just say you're crying and you want ice cream, and your mom finally gives you the ice cream at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday school night. Whose fault is it? It's the mom's fault. Yes, the community should figure out the game more, but it's also 2K's fault that they can't properly patch things. And on top of that, that they keep listening to people. Like, eventually, it's your fault. Stop trying to make everybody happy. Drop your game and let it go. You know what I'm saying? Unless there's something that's actually needing a change, like it's game breaking and it's obvious that it needs patched. Like, for example, the yo-yo steals in the beginning of 2K24. That was obvious. Even if you had a 99 steal build, you could agree that you shouldn't be stealing the ball, and it does that yo-yo glitch animation where the ball's in their left hand, and as soon as they do a dribble move into their right hand, you reach and it glitches back into their left hand and you steal it. Like, yeah, that was obvious. But I mean, unless it's something like that, it shouldn't really be changed. So anyway, I just want to talk about that. But 2K tweeted this out. 2K24 top 5 signature player jump shot animations for your My Player. LaMelo Ball, Patrick Beverley, Paul, like what? Oh my God, Alarm of Doom. Holy, if you guys heard that, type in Alarm of Doom in the comment section. But what? This has got to be a lie, bro. I mean, this has got to be the weirdest lie I've ever seen. You're telling me Patrick Beverley is the second most used jump shot animation in the game? Where's Tracy McGrady? Where's Patrick Mills? I mean, I understand Steph Curry, but like, what? I don't know. There's no way. I don't know where they got that information from. But as you all see right here, this guy commented and on my channel, because I read all the comments, and he said, the one change I want is true skill-based matchmaking in solo queue somehow, ideally no squad wreck, would 100% increase my joy in the game. I've heard a lot of people talk about this, and for 2K specifically, I'm not sure if it would be a good idea. It might be better than other games, but me personally, now this is just for Call of Duty, not for 2K. I haven't seen it implemented in 2K yet, so I don't know. I used to love Call of Duty, played since Call of Duty 4, 10th Prestige every single year. Basically, if you don't know what that means, I played Call of Duty a lot for years and years. I actually played it more than 2K for a very long time. Anyway, a few years ago, they introduced hard skill-based matchmaking. It's always had some sort of skill-based matchmaking. And what that means is, if you don't know, is basically every single lobby on Call of Duty, it's matching me up with what the algorithm thinks is every person on my team and the other team is just as good as me or really close. And I just don't know about that, because people go into rec and they don't understand that they aren't or most people don't get, they're not looking for like highly competitive games. I mean, if you wanted highly competitive games, you would just go to Pro-Am. You would find a Pro-Am league and things like that. That's how I feel about Call of Duty as well. I don't want to get on and play in a public, match, which is supposed to be, you can get pub stomped one game, the next game you can pub stomp the other team. You can go crazy. I don't want to get in there and play people just as good as me. That's not the point. That's not why I fell in love with multiplayer on Call of Duty. If I wanted to play a game mode that put me in a team with people that were just as good as me, I would go play ranked. That's the reason why there's ranked in Call of Duty. And I get that there's so many bad teammates out there that make your experience just awful on 2K24 and like solo rec and stuff like that. But I just don't know, because I've seen a lot of people talk about this on and off. I don't know if people would enjoy that. I think they are, the idea excites them. I just don't think that people would actually like it once it comes out. Like every game, it's going to be sweaty if you're decent, and you don't go into rec to necessarily sweat every game. Anyway, guys, if you want to see some more 2K25 news, click this right here. Tap it. Whatever you got to do, it'll take you to the next video. It's going to take you right over there. I'm about to leave, so you might as well. Okay, I'm literally leaving in like 5 seconds. I don't even know why you're still listening. Just click it, tap it. Oh, yeah. Now you're getting annoyed because you're still not. Go. And I'll see y'all. Peace.